the detractors. So it's interesting because when you get comments on YouTube, YouTube doesn't always show you everything. So, so there were some comments that were left on my channel that I didn't know were even there until this morning. So before we go into any of that, if you are new to this channel, my name is Rebecca. I run Red True Crime. That is who I am. So subscribe, like, share, comment, all that good stuff, because what I do here is a pursuit of the truth. We have a lot of missing people cases. And a little factoid that some people don't even realize is that people that are non-Caucasian, so like Asian, Native American, African American, Latin American, or immigrants, are the most underreported, underinvestigated cases there are. And if you're a woman, it's even worse. So I wanted to get that out there because at one point, one of the comments I got will kind of pertain to that. So let me get into my comments and we will go there. Okay. So it's crazy because, again, you just don't see these things. They don't always show you everything. Good evening, rice cakes. How you doing? So the first one was where I was called a Karen. And that was on the episode of where I titled it Laquan Little's Mom Responds to Me. They're calling me a Karen. They're calling me a Karen because I have the audacity to talk about a missing person case of a person that is Black. And then same person says, girl, bye, why are you saying anything? Something I've noticed on a lot of these cases that when anything negative about the victim comes out, even though it could very well pertain to why they're missing, nobody wants to hear the truth. People get very, very, very agitated and just agitated. Hello, Time Lord. When you bring up anything that could be potentially negative about the person that is missing. But let's get into why I'm really on here. See, I talked about AJ Always Something last night, so we're not going to give her another episode. So I'm going through and I find one comment that says, this Karen a pillhead. Keep your eyes off the road, please. That's kind of mean, because, that's also slander. Calling me somebody a pillhead is not cool, not something, it's not true. It's very slanderous. So let's see. Will the bully bully the bully, or will the bully bully the bullies? That's a lot to say right there. So this comment really got me. Trying to capitalize off the Black community is sickening. All but 7 of your videos is about Black people. Do crime stories on your family members, please. We want to see that. You are not a good person, and God will deal with you. So let me go into that one. That and why that one really got me. I'm a widow. I've been a widow for almost 3 years. Thank you very much. I'm not a pillhead. Thank you. My late husband passed away in a car accident in July of 2022. My late husband, we were married, we were together for 22 years. My late husband was Black. Yeah, he was Black. I have 3 children. They are of mixed race. My late husband was Black. So when people make comments calling me a Karen and calling me racist and all these other things, of course, they have not bothered to do 30 seconds of research on me, because if they did that, then they wouldn't make the comments they're making make no sense. So I'm not trying to capitalize on the Black community at all. Unfortunately, the Black community does not get the representation it deserves when their loved ones go missing or are killed. It just doesn't happen. I bring up these cases, I talk about these cases, the ins and outs and the nuances, because they need to be talked about. They need to be put out there, because otherwise they don't get talked about at all. Marissa Carmichael's been missing for over a year. Her case is not really being talked about anymore. It really isn't. Her mom did a thing on the anniversary of her disappearance, but you know, um, not a whole lot's been said about that. Oh, that's an interesting comment there. Having a Black husband doesn't prove a person isn't racist, but it doesn't matter. It's your channel, do what works. Okay. So, idiom, let me say this. I was raised up north. I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio. I don't have a racist bone in my body. I don't see color. I never have. And in my opinion, it shouldn't matter what color, what sex, what sexual affiliation, sexual orientation you are, religion, any of that. Doesn't matter to me. You go missing, you should be talked about. People should look for you. People should worry about you. That's where I stand on that. Um, but no, I'm not racist. I have never been racist. But let me talk about my family members. So I'll speak of my late husband because he's the one I could really talk about on this. Antoine Ingram was his name. He was born August 23rd, 1972, in Cincinnati, Ohio. And, his father wasn't around. He had a single mother, and it was not a very good relationship because his mother was only like 15 when she had him. So, he spent a lot of time doing things he shouldn't have been doing. Spent a lot of time in foster care, spent a lot of time in juvenile hall, that kind of stuff. He went off to college, came home because his cousin had passed away and he didn't deal with it very well. He was 19 and he got into an altercation with a Cincinnati police officer. Beat the man pretty bad. He was charged with robbery and he was thrown in prison for 4 years. 4 years. When he got out, he took up with a woman. I guess they had a very toxic relationship. Domestic violence ensued. He got in trouble again, went back for 2 more years. I met him after that, but I didn't know about his past. He kind of kept that from me until after we were married. And then I found out. But it is what it is. Um, and over time, he would do stupid things like drinking and driving, DUI, that kind of stuff, driving without a license, driving with a suspended license. Why did I marry him? Because I didn't know about his past. That's why I married him. Had I known about his past, I probably would not have married him, to be perfectly honest. But then I spent 22 years and 3 kids later, it is what it is. Um, so yeah, like I said, he was not the best person in the whole world, but I loved him. His children loved him. His family loved him. And he died. And when I started this channel a year ago and I started talking about the Marissa Carmichael case, people started trying to embarrass me by bringing him up. And they forget, again, because if they actually watched any of the videos, I have talked about my husband at length on this channel, about the experiences I went through with him in the 22 years we were married. So you can't embarrass me about him because it's not a secret. It's just not. But that is the past my husband has. And I've talked about him multiple times. So for, what is this guy's name? YS Lords saying that I'm capitalizing on the Black community show me how I'm capitalizing. Because all this has done is gotten me ridiculed, accused, threatened, and harassed, all because I'm trying to do a service to people who are underserviced. So it is what it is. You know, I'm not going to end this channel. I'm not going to stop talking about cases because in my eye, there's always a case, so there's always somebody missing. Unfortunately, it seems like anymore it's more black than white that go missing. But I'm going to continue to talk about the. Oh, thank you, idiom. Um, but that is why I do this. I do this because these people missing are do not have a voice. You know, we are the voice for the voiceless. Those of us who talk about true crime, those of us who discuss these situations, we are their voice. And we can't stop because if we stop, then who's going to talk about them? The media only does so much, and the police don't even release records about anything. So at the end of the day, who else is going to do this? That is why I do this. No matter how many times I get threatened, no how many times I get slandered, I'm going to continue to talk about these cases. And if you don't like what I have to say, then don't watch and don't listen and don't share and comment and all the other stuff because you don't have to do that. You know, you don't have to do that. And I think about the cases I haven't gotten to because I get sent quite a few cases from other people around that follow this channel, and I don't have time to cover everybody. And I do tend to hyper focus on more of the current stuff that's happening right at the moment. Like One Little was a pretty big case, and now that that has ended, um, unfortunately, he has passed away, and his uh, his death is being deemed an accident. But that's where it's at right now until the toxicology report comes back, and that could change. Um, but there's always more cases, like the case of Amber Shelton. This is one I really haven't talked about enough, and I need to. She's a black woman from Greensboro that went missing around December 9th. And I say around December 9th because there's no real proof that that's when she went missing. She was living in a one-bedroom apartment with a girlfriend who had a husband or has a husband and a small child, and no one knows where she is. And there's no updates on her anywhere, nothing. And I believe Greensboro PD is not really looking for her too hard because the girlfriend who started telling people that they weren't together, even though they were living together, and there's a whole social media platform that's pretty much dedicated to her calling her wifey. They're listening to this girl, what she has to say. I mean, this girl's pushing a self deletion or unaliving herself story, and the cops are buying it hook, line, and sinker. They need to really look into her. But yeah, like I said, Amber Shelton still has not been seen. It's very sad. And I do believe that there is a bias against gay people, and especially with law enforcement. And that's not okay either, because no matter who you are, you need to be found. You need to be looked for. It needs to be investigated. And I believe that. And I hope she does get found alive because her family loves her. I mean, this is a woman that had a family that supported her, had friends who supported her. So there was nobody that she was afraid of being herself around because she was fully supported by everyone who knew her. So why is she missing? What happened? Why did she go missing? So I am going to do a full deep dive on her in the next couple of days because I need to do her case justice, and I really haven't done that. And I apologize to her friends and family. I said I would, and I just had not had a chance to do it. But that will be my next case I'll be discussing. Um, so I get back to the detractors. So those of you out there who are watching or listening or whatever, if you have any comments, if you have any criticisms, suggestions, I'm open to any of that. As long as it's constructive. So please let me know if there's something that I should be doing better or doing less of or not, something. Let me know because right now I'm getting tired of people attacking me personally. It's getting kind of old. If I wanted all that, I'd still be married. Well, actually, no, he died. So anyway, but any questions, comments, concerns? Why do they attack me? I don't know. That is a good question. I've asked that question. I think people just don't like me. I know the one podcaster that does it the most, she just doesn't like me for whatever reason. The family comes at me because they don't want me revealing things about the loved ones. But like I said, with Laquan Little, when he went missing, nobody knew why he went missing. So his past and present was very relevant at the time. He was out on bail for drug trafficking. So that's very relevant when someone goes missing. Marissa Carmichael dabbled in the adult entertainment trade. And nobody, her mother didn't want me talking about that, but she did, and that could play a role there too. I saw a woman get admonished on Facebook because she asked the question about Laquan Little. He had been charged with attempted murder back in 2019. And she asked the question, could this have played a role? This case played a role in him going into, passing away. And they ridiculed the heck out of that poor thing. It's like, ooh, I don't know if I'm going to ask that question, but it is what it is. But anyway, any other comments or questions or thoughts? I'm still trying to figure out how to do the call in feature on this because that's going to be cool. If we can get voices on here other than mine, that would be cool. Hmm. Okay. Well, I really have nothing else to go on about, and I've been on here for almost 20 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and end this. Thank you all for who have signed on and listened and commented. Um, share, share, subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff because the algorithm, shoves this out for other people to see and it gets the information out there. So again, like I said, please subscribe. Doesn't cost anything. Helps the channel, helps get the info out. That's all we're trying to do here is get the truth out there for other people to see. So subscribe, like, share, and comment. None of it charges. It doesn't charge you anything. So, but this is Rebecca with Retro Crime. I'm going to hop off here. As I always say, be weird, be rude, be safe. If you're weird and rude, they won't take you. I guarantee it. Keep your head on a swivel because you never know who is out there looking at you. And that is true. And it's not the Nigerians. It's never the Nigerians. And I'll say that for another time to explain that comment. But anyway, good night, everyone. This is Rebecca with True Crime. I'm out and have a great evening. And thank you again for tuning in. Bye.